It's been more than 50 years since some of the greatest Black athletes in the country gathered in an office building for what's now known as the Cleveland Summit.
And that meeting forever changed the relationship between sport and politics. It was the focus of another sports summit taking place in Cleveland today.
News 5's Jay Jarvis shows us how that historic meeting is still having an impact decades later.
A picture speaks 1,000 words.
I saw the photo in a magazine or a book, and I was like, wow, why did all these guys get together? It must have been a big deal.
But this one, featuring iconic Black athletes, including Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown, Walter Beach, and Muhammad Ali, speaks a million.
It's just such an impactful photo and an impactful time, an impactful moment in our history.
The photo was taken in June 1967. Ali was the heavyweight champion of the world, but he was also facing prison time and public backlash after refusing to serve in the Vietnam War because of his religious beliefs. Brown brought a group of athletes and other prominent Black figures, including soon-to-be Cleveland Mayor Carl Stokes, together in a since-demolished office building at East 105th and Euclid to convince Ali to take a deal from the federal government to do boxing exhibitions for U.S. troops in exchange for the draft-dodging charges to be dropped. Ali stood firm with his beliefs, and though many of the men didn't agree, they stuck by him.
They said, we're going to support him. We're going to support his right to be a conscientious objector. And they had that press conference afterwards and showing that support.
The image of those Black men standing as a collective to make a political statement is something that stuck with filmmaker Branson Wright since he saw it in that magazine.
And that was one of the first times that we've seen that on such a huge stage.
These were people that had power in their voices, and they knew it. Because they were athletes, and they did come together.
That historic summit was the focus of a virtual panel at the Cleveland Power of Sports Summit Friday, taking a look back at that pivotal moment and how it's affected activism in sports in present day.
We're really seeing the movement at elite level athletes, at collegiate, at grassroots. We're really seeing more collective action.
Like NFL, NBA, and WNBA players taking a knee in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement, and superstars like LeBron James and Colin Kaepernick using their voices to bring awareness to social and racial justice issues. But moderator Mary Hum says, even though we look to people like Ali and James for inspiration, you don't have to be an athlete to use the power of sport for good.
Sport has the power to inform, the power to empower, and the power to transform. And that's something that you can do on an individual basis.
In Cleveland, Jay Jarvis, News 5.